Well, hi everyone. Hello and welcome. Again, I said hi everyone. I just mean hello to you and welcome. Thank you for joining us today. Again, this is Kylie Smiley from the Mobile Marketing Link, coming to you live from sunny Newcastle. And today I have a really special guest with me who's going to enlighten us and give us some really interesting, important information about our online presence. And before I do that, I just want to just say thank you very much for your support, and also to let you know that this is really the beginning of a weekly program that I would like to run that provides really valuable content and information to help you get more presence online, and also mobilizing your business and ensuring that you start really connecting with each individual visitor and client to grow your relationship and extend it so that it's not just through the one channel of social media and or just blogging, but also direct to their palm wherever they are. It's really becoming critical now, and if you can get that, it's really about getting the permission to do that. It's having the key to somebody's front door and being able to come in and say, hi friend, and this is what's happening, and this is what I have for you, and this is how we want to continue a two-way relationship with you going forward, so that we can give you as much value and content that you need to improve whatever you're trying to improve, your business, your life, whatever it might be. So please share this with your friends. Please send me any questions you like. There is, if you're here on Google+, you can come in through the chat bar. Otherwise, I'll be checking Facebook, my Facebook page, Mobile Marketing Link. If you have any comments in there, please don't hesitate to pop those in. Every now and then I'll check that and come through. And certainly, if you're on Google+, you're welcome to come in. We'll invite you in as well to ask any questions along the way. So, without further ado, I would like to say hi to Miss Jayne Day. And here she is. Hello.
Hi Kylie, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks so much for joining us.
Pleasure.
And not a problem. And I understand you're child-free today as well, so same, which is good.
Lovely.
Yeah. No, that's really good. Now, I just want to introduce Jayne properly, and I've got a little information, a bit of insight here about Jayne. Jayne is a really proud mum and wife. She has 3 absolutely beautiful children, and she, following the birth of her second child in 2005, Jayne started an online kids retail boutique. Growth was purely obtained by online marketing with a limited marketing budget, and Jayne learnt what worked and what really didn't work, researching and trial and error measuring and testing, all that sort of thing, and developed an online store that was a huge success. And she mastered all the search engine optimization, excuse me, and the demand ended up getting quite heavy, and she just decided to create a new business venture. I'm sorry, this is where the water comes in. Now, through that, building her business, she developed lots of, a lot of people wanted to know more. This is why she's created Webinize. And Webinize is an online marketing agency that assists small businesses maximize their web presence through effective marketing strategies that don't require a huge marketing budget. So, sorry, Jayne.
No, you're right.
I've just decided to have a coughing fit. So I'm going to mute myself for a minute. If you can continue the story, and I'm so sorry, but I'm just getting over a cold. So here we go. I'm muting myself. Fine. Thank you.
Okay, thanks Kylie. I hope you come back to us shortly. Okay, thanks everyone for joining us. As Kylie basically said, I started in the online world when my daughter, who is now nearly 10, when I was pregnant with her. I got out of a successful property management business. I was a partner in that business here locally in Newcastle. And I basically was looking for a business that was that gave me more freedom. So hence why I started selling babies and children's items. Being pregnant with my second child, I had very limited budget, as in read zero budget, for advertising. So I had to find ways to bring in the customers that was free. So, but when I say free, any online marketing isn't free. It does take time to do it, but I was prepared to put in that time. So I found what worked, what didn't work, and how to start bringing in the sales quite quickly using these online marketing methods. The main ones I used was firstly search engine optimization, and then a little bit later social media. So, but mastering search engine optimization was really huge for my business, and is basically what gave me the success that I was looking for with that. Going on from there a few years, I then was meeting up with other business owners, and they were asking me how I was successful and how I did it. And in a roundabout sort of way, I started helping them do it. Free of charge, I'd offer them advice and help them get their businesses on track as well. And then that's what led me to create Webinise, which Kylie mentioned. So going more into the business side of things and helping other business owners get the success that I was getting. So that's me up until today. Webinise was established approximately 3 years ago, and I'm still going strong today.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, and I'm so sorry about that. That may happen time to time, so I might need your help. So, look, the purpose of today is really to get an understanding of what Jayne provides businesses here locally and abroad and overseas as well, and why she's really made a big impact in the way that she does things. As you know, a lot of people they get a lot of information from all different sources, but we usually resonate with somebody for a reason. And Jayne's managed to capture a lot of hearts and a lot of trust from many sources, which I'll have her elaborate on shortly. Also, really, it's today is also to understand how do we work out where mobile fits in online presence, because we know now that majority of people are looking to their mobile device for information. They're searching on mobile device for all their data, a lot of their data, I should say. Now more so than on a computer, this year's it's just taken over. So it's really important then to think, okay, well, where's my tribe hanging out? What are they doing? Are they looking at my content or looking at my business from a mobile device? And you know, it's pretty safe to say that a lot of them could be. And one way to find out is, of course, going into your Google Analytics and having a look at the mobile usage there. You can view how many people are looking via a mobile phone for your content and at your content and which page they're landing, all those sorts of things that you do with analytics. You can also see what type of phone they're using, which is pretty cool, but very important as well, so that you really start to understand your target market and what they're looking for and where they're looking from. So in a nutshell, that's, you know, really looking at your online reach, to increase your online reach and to capture your target market through mobile. So Jayne, I want to really think that many people would like to know is really understand how where you show value. So how do you help people in business, and what types of businesses do you specifically assist, and how?
For sure. I deal with all business owners. I'm primarily my customer base or my client base is females, but that's obviously not something I've done intentionally. It's just obviously who I attract to come and work with me. But I deal with all business owners, so whether they're offering a service or a product, You know, consulting, I deal with pretty much a broad range of business owners, and the tactics and the strategies that I use definitely works for all of them. And I depends on what the client is looking for and what they help them with. Sometimes clients will come to me and say they just want to work on their SEO, get rankings higher in Google. So I'll work with them on that and either show them how to do it and so that they can have control of it and go forward and do it themselves. So I train them how to do it. Other business owners don't want to do it and they just want to hand it all over to somebody else, so I do that as well. I've also got clients where I will just do their Facebook advertising campaigns for them. So they'll say that they purely want to work on that side of it, and then once again I can either do it for them or train them how to do it themselves. My favourite type of client, and when I say favourite, it's because I can get into the nitty-gritty of their business and work on the whole complete online marketing side of things, and that's what I really like to do, is so work on their SEO, work on their social media, work on their content marketing, work on it all as a complete, basically a complete funnel, so it all works in together with each other, and that's where you get the big results, is where you're combining all your online marketing efforts into one strategy and one campaign.
Fantastic, excellent, excellent. Okay, so with what's going on at the moment with algorithms changing and you know, people talk about SEO and, you know, most people go cockeyed, and a lot of people get frustrated because it's not just one channel now that we're talking about with SEO. It's really multiple channels, but it's still you know, pleasing you know, Mama Bear Google, and or actually it's Papa Bear and Mama Bear YouTube. So and then Facebook is sort of the adopted child, if you will. So you know, trying to please all of these outlets is difficult. And so what are your, you know, couple of tips that you could provide or tell us about that might assist people in getting through the mess and trying to focus?
Yeah, first thing I'd like to say there is there's a big belief out there amongst business owners that SEO is hard. Really, I'm here to tell you it's not. It is quite easy, and once you know the few steps to put in place to have your website ranking in Google, it is quite easy. So you don't need to be paying a business hundreds, and I've seen thousands of dollars a month to be doing your SEO for you. And the other thing in that respect is, if you are going to outsource your SEO, you still need to have some knowledge of what needs to be done, because a lot of tactics that SEO companies are using are what we class as black hat SEO tactics, and they're tactics that Google doesn't like, basically. So even though those things will work and give you immediate rankings, once Google tracks you down and sees what you're doing, you'll be wiped, basically, and hit by one of those algorithms that you mentioned. And if that does happen, it takes you a long time to get back into the Google rankings, if you ever can. I've had a client come to me recently that had some really dodgy SEO work done on his website, and he's basically had to start from scratch, create a new business name, new website and everything. It was just too difficult for him to bring back his rankings. So, you know, a lot of business owners are very busy and don't have the time to do their SEO, and I completely understand that. But my top advice would be, yeah, get a little bit of knowledge on what is correct and what isn't correct, and question the companies on what they're going to be doing for you, so that you know that what they're doing isn't going to get you in hot water with Google, basically.
Right. Right. Oh, sure. Thank you. No, that's good advice. You're right. I mean, it's not that easy. It's not that difficult when we're doing things consistently. I think that's you know, something as well, is that really understanding your tribe and understanding what they're wanting to get from you. It's important, and to be authentic as well, to make sure that you're in front of the people who are really looking for your solution, because it's really about making sure they're solving a problem, isn't it? And getting that message across. So then that Google really wants to please their clients or customers who are searching for that information. So they want to they want to make sure they're putting the very best information in front of their customers. And you're right, there's a lot of people that are doing still black hat stuff, which is really disappointing. And you know, people are time poor now. They're getting things outsourced, which is fine, but sometimes that can have some unfortunate repercussions as well, where you get Google slapped, as some people call it. So, or what?
It also comes back to, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. You know, if a company's offering you 20, first place rankings in Google within 2 months, it's, too good to be true. So run a mile, basically.
Right. That's great advice. Thank you for that, Jayne. That's excellent. So, in saying that about SEO and about your online presence, what are some of the things that you have your clients ensure that they have in place to get the fundamentals down?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, it starts off with your website. So, and one of the top things now for making sure that you're liked by Google is having a mobile responsive website. So, making sure that it is mobile friendly, that people can view it quite easily on their mobile devices. Because, as you said, a lot of people are searching when they're out and about, whether they're on their iPhone or another phone or their iPad. So make sure your website looks good on there. Another little bit of interesting information that Google put out about a month ago was that a lot of people do their research on their mobile device. So if you're selling a product, for example, people will be sitting out and doing their research on their mobile devices, looking at what they want, but then will actually go back home and complete the purchase on their desktop, which I thought was quite interesting. So you need to make sure, obviously, that your website is looking good across all platforms and not across all screen sizes as well. So that's really the first thing, making sure your website's mobile responsive, making sure you've got quality content on your website and that it's unique. So, don't grab little bits of information from other websites, make it 100% yours, and make sure that it's speaking to your clients or your customers that you're wanting to attract and giving them the information that they need. And then I'd also say is a blog is pretty much essential on any website these days as well, so that you've got that quality information, that quality content going up onto your website on a regular basis. And then basically just linking that content to your social media channels, so your Facebook, YouTube. If you're doing YouTube videos, you can embed your videos onto your website. And then linking through to places like Pinterest and Twitter, just getting your information out there everywhere. And if you just start off doing that, you're going to see big results.
Right, absolutely. Well, I hope you all took some notes, because that was critical information. I see it really, definitely. Just that sequence of the way that Jayne presented it is perfect. And I definitely would, if you're going to get started now, that's the way to go, is really just taking those few simple steps, and then from there building a consistent content based injection into your website and social media, etc. So, and then there's another sequence of things to do from there, which I'm sure Jayne could help you all with as well. And yeah, Jayne, thank you for mentioning mobile, because you're right. It's interesting, because eventually people will not just come home and look at the product purchase, but once business owners make it super duper easy to buy from any device, that will be the status quo. It really will be anywhere I am, whatever I'm feeling like doing. If I want to buy now, I can. I just press a button and I buy. And what they're finding, actually, probably more so in the US, and in England, is that it's really, people are 65% more likely to act on anything, any sort of offer or anything that they see that they fancy to buy or to go and visit from their mobile device, if it's a mobile-friendly experience. So again, it's all about that word experience, and how easy you make it for for your visitors to be able to interact with your business and make purchases and make inquiries. And customer service, again, is key. And just like Jayne said, you know, get something visual happening with connecting it with Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube especially is the second biggest search engine. So ensuring that you interact via video is really important, and trying to make your message as clear as possible. So great. Thank you for that, Jayne. That's awesome. Excellent. So so really, I guess for people that are at home who are watching this and looking for ways that they can do this and make things easier. So with your website, it's one thing to mobilise and to make sure that you've got that responsive, or you've got a separate website, mobile website, and also thinking about newsletters and email. And some of the email campaign systems now have mobile-friendly options. So it's really important that we, ensure that you tick that box and make sure that your readers can view your newsletter from any device. Also with email as well, ensuring that your email doesn't go right across the page, that it goes about 10 words long, and you keep that really quite as short as possible. My tip for that is to every single sentence make it a new paragraph. So that will just make it easier to read. And Jayne, is that me or are you making funny noises?
Sorry, that's my phone. I'm just ignoring it. It should click off in a second.
Oh, okay, that's all right. That's fine. So Jayne, tell me in respect to email marketing, you would cross that sphere as well, I imagine, yes?
Most definitely. It certainly comes into the complete online marketing strategy. You need to have some way on your website of collecting people's email addresses, because a lot of the time when they visit your website in the first instance, they're not going to become an instant customer or client. So you want a way of getting their information so that you can keep in touch with them and remind them that you're there and that you can help them when they're ready. So most definitely keeping in touch with people on a regular basis is so important.
Yeah, great. Okay, fantastic. All right, and certainly social media. And now we'll just touch a little bit on that. I've seen some interesting posts lately. It depends where you are. On Facebook, to write sort of a war and peace type of blog within your post is really probably not a good idea. Would you agree, Jayne?
It really depends. I certainly see some people doing that on Facebook, and they're getting really good results from doing that. So as with anything that you do in your business, sometimes there's a little bit of trial and error that comes into place. So test it. If you find that your audience is liking those long posts on Facebook, keep doing it. In my honest opinion, I would prefer to put a little snippet of your blog on Facebook or on any social media, and then link it over to your blog and get people over there to read the rest over there, because that's ultimately where you want to be sending.
Yeah. Oh, and there's my phone. Sorry, excuse me a second. It's like that. It doesn't ring for 24 hours, and then all of a sudden when you're having a hangout, it rings.
Exactly.
What happens on live broadcast. So that's okay. So that's that's news to me in respect to having a really long post, because some of them that I've seen are just you've got to have a little bit of time on your hands as well. And I agree with you that in most cases you're better off doing a short snippet and just putting it across to your website, because again you want to capture their details. It really is important, but certainly I agree with you, Jayne. If your audience is absolutely loving that you're writing, a huge piece on Facebook, then go for it. Absolutely go for it. But even if you're writing that long piece, I think it would be still good, obviously, to have a portion, maybe the finale, linked to your blog post or your website so that they can opt in and find out more and get
Absolutely.
more. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Great. Now I know that you were curious as well with the different channels and as far as mobile's concerned, and talking about lists and talking about making sure that we've got access to all the people who are interested in learning more about what we do and what your business can offer. The other channel that is crucial that I love is SMS marketing and mobile marketing. So it's one thing to have, definitely you've got to have obviously your social media followers, but moving them across to either your blog or where your website is, to have them opt into an email list is really important. Anywhere where you can capture their data, especially their mobile phone number, is huge, because then you're with them everywhere that they go and you have permission to market to them. So within conditions and within the law and the spam laws, etc., if you're able to engage your target market and get their permission to market direct to their phone, then that is like gold. It's the fastest way to go to get contact with them. Anyone that gets a text, usually within a few moments, the stats are around 95% or so, will open and read your message. So imagine your entire list receiving your message to their phone, and even a portion of your list, and reading it within the first few minutes. That's that's huge. And as far as you comparing it with Facebook and email, it just there's no comparison. But remember as well that mobile's a different beast. If you've got permission, it's harder to get permission to have somebody's personal private mobile phone number. So whenever you receive it, it is to be treated with the utmost respect, and understand that it really is a privilege to have that information. Just like email is similar, but mobile, because it's so personal and it's with people constantly, then you really are sort of interrupting them, whatever they're doing, whatever they're looking at on their device, it's interrupted. That you really have that permission. So Jayne, where do you see, as far as making with your holistic approach to getting businesses more engaged online and more engaged directly with their client, what are your thoughts on mobile?
I think it's really fabulous, and as you touched on, you're getting pretty much instant notice when you're sending a message to somebody. Having email subscribers is fabulous, but I think the open rate at the moment, the average is less than 20%, which is absolutely crazy. So less than 20% of people on your email list, on average, are opening your emails. So once again, it comes back to quality. If you want to increase that open rate, you need to be providing quality information to your people on your list so that they will open your emails more often. And it's also being aware of what wording not to use too, so your emails don't get caught up in spam filters and things like that. And when you're sending an email, people could see it pop up and perhaps not open it for 2 or 3 days. I know I do that a lot with a lot of my emails in my inbox, whereas you're sending a text message to somebody, they're looking at it straight away. So it's, as you said, if you're wanting instant results, it's definitely the way to go. But once again, not spamming them, not sending them messages all the time, and making sure that they want you to keep sending them those messages.
Yep. No, great. I've actually been speaking with a few bloggers as well who are keen to use it with an exclusive type of scenario where that specific clients have that relationship with them via mobile. So they're accepting, like a small group of their client base are accepting text to let them know when the specific blog about a specific subject has been sent through. So they're still getting the alerts on Twitter and Facebook and all that sort of thing, but they're finding that the read rate and the comments that they're getting in response are so much quicker than people waiting, to if they normally just went via social media or just on their blog, if they happen to come across it, that sort of thing. So it seems to be now infiltrating areas where, I guess it's being pushed in that direction because there's just so much noise out there everywhere, So when you go to Twitter, you see the feeds rolling through, you see all your messages through. There's a lot to look at. Same with Facebook. With the text, it's just that single message, and it comes straight through, via really interrupting everything else that was happening, and gets read. But again, it's really going to come down to personal choice from that customer base as to whether they want to have that type of relationship with the business. So it's all with the person. So it's a really personal, it's an extremely personal way of communicating. And that's why I'm sort of emphasising the fact that it's to be treated with the utmost respect. And if anyone wants to opt out, then the right mechanism is there for them to just reply stop. And it's all within the law, and nobody gets upset, So the last thing you want to do is kill your brand by spamming people on their phone. That's it's an instant brand killer, an instant business killer.
Exactly.
So have you, what have you found as far as I guess talking about brand again and talking about back to online presence with really what not to do? A couple of things that I guess people really need to understand what not to do when they're growing their content and communicating with their base.
I suppose the first thing, and I touched on a little bit before, is make sure it's unique and it's your own content. Don't be tempted to copy from someone else's page, because you will get found out. It's not good for your business or your branding. You'll quickly get a bad name. It doesn't help with your SEO rankings with Google. In fact, Google penalises duplicate content. So that's probably a big thing that unfortunately I am seeing at the moment, that this copying is going on, just not taking the time to create your own content. So obviously if you've got their permission to use their content and you refer back to them, sure, that's, if you want to do that, that's fine. But yeah, it's just not happening. And same with images, people stealing other people's images and using them as their own, taking off a logo and passing it on as their own. And I even see some of the big brands doing that too. I've seen big brands do that to smaller business owners lately as well. So yeah, just be very, very conscious of that. There is heavy fines for using images or using content that's not your own. So comes lots of reasons why not to do it. So I suppose that's the big one. Another one is not having your branding consistent across all channels. So make sure the way your language, the way you're talking, the way you interact with other people is the same across all channels on your website, across all social media and everything as well, so that you're not giving a confused message to prospective customers or clients. So they're probably two of the big ones that I'm seeing at the moment.
Oh, great. Okay, well, thank you for that. That's excellent. Awesome. Okay, so Jayne, is there anything that I'd like to be able to leave some information about where users and visitors can find you, people who come to the channel and want to find you and want to interact with you? What sort of things have you got available at the moment that could help people with their online presence? That would be useful.
For sure. Well, I've got, if you pop over to my website at Webonize, which is webonize.com.au, you can grab a free SEO cheat sheet. So you just pop in your email address and you'll get access to that cheat sheet straight away. It's at the top of the home page. And then over a matter of 10 days, you'll also get emails with further hints and tips on what you can do to get your SEO up and running. So if you want to know more on the SEO side of things, you can do that. Otherwise, sign up to my email list and get regular updates on my blog posts. I try, not always consistent, but I try to post weekly on my blog, and I cover everything. So I cover the social media, the SEO, online marketing in general, and everything. So you can keep up to date there, or feel free to pop over and say hi on any of the social media channels, whether it be Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram. Just search for Webinars and you'll find me.
Fantastic. Excellent. Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, Jay. I really appreciate you coming on today, giving us your time and all your fantastic tips and hints and expertise on about online presence, and really giving us more of an understanding of how people can engage their clients better by mobilising some of their content and engaging them and getting permission to market to them directly. So it's just been invaluable, and hopefully we can do this again, and perhaps we can hone in on one specific thing next time, depending on, there could be some questions that we can answer perhaps in the next round. So I'd love you to come back. Would that be cool? Would that be okay?
Absolutely, I'd love to. Thank you, Kylie.
Great, excellent. All right. Well, thanks, Jayne. We're going to say goodbye now to Jayne, and thank you for joining us again. Look, we'll be doing this weekly. I'm going to be trying to do this weekly. It's my aim to do this weekly, and to please, the whole reason for me doing this is to answer any of your questions you have about mobile marketing, local marketing, and online presence. Really honing in on how you can maximize your reach through mobile and your local presence online. It's not as difficult as you may think, and it certainly has a massive impact. So next week I'll be providing you with a detail of some of the upcoming subjects that I'll be chatting to you about, and bringing on some guests as well throughout the next, up until Christmas. So have a wonderful week and fantastic weekend. We're heading into the long weekend here in New South Wales. It's Labor Day weekend, so hopefully the weather's fine. We're praying for sunny days and warm weather heading into summer. So enjoy yourself if you're in anywhere you are, having a lovely weekend. Really appreciate your time, and we'll see you again soon. If you want to visit mobilemarketinglink.com.au to get more information and get regular updates as to when Hangouts will be happening. I'm going to try Wednesday mornings for now, but I'll be live here on a Wednesday morning every week. Thanks again, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.